Isang Pilipino dito sa Canada ang nakipagbaka sa matitinding pagsubok sa kanyang kalusugan. Kanya itong napagtagumpayan at patuloy na pinangangalagaan upang maging inspirasyon sa mga taong dumadaan din sa problemang kanyang nalampasan. Samahan ninyo ako at bisitahin ang Milton, Ontario, Canada at kilalanin si Rob Rapanan. Dito lang sa BISIG-LETA. Mahilig sa sports si Rob. Noong siya ay nasa universidad pa, napaka-active. Araw-araw ay nagwo-workout. At dahil sa taglay na talino, nagtapos na may karangalan sa University of Toronto at tila wala nang hihilingin pa.
In my late 20s though, I got very healthy. I was very active. I ran half marathons. I lifted weights regularly. But as you start getting older and you start getting more responsibilities, you get married, you get a house and kids. You start focusing on different things, and for me it was work. So I ended up starting to gain some weight.
Di namalayan ni Rob na umabot na sa 379 pounds ang kanyang timbang. At ito ang nagpabago sa takbo ng kanyang buhay. Hanggang sa dumating ang di inaasahang bagay. Nagkaroon siya ng injury.
So I ended up hurting my back, which prevented me from doing a lot of exercise, and a lot of the sports that I used to play, I couldn't do them anymore. So it turned out afterwards, and I found this out maybe 3 years ago, I had 4 herniated discs in my back. Also that year I found out that I had a genetic heart issue, which is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So if you've ever heard of athletes who their hearts just stop, and things were catching up, my health was going bad, and things got worse and worse and worse, and it got to the point where I was on long-term disability for work. I couldn't work because I couldn't walk.
Labis itong nakaapekto sa kanyang pamilya dahil may mga panahong kailangan siya ng kanyang mga anak, ngunit wala siyang magawa.
I can't imagine how much it affected them, and my kids. My son is 3 years pretty much, his first 3 years, and my daughter first 5 to 6 years, where I was there, but I wasn't at the same time. It got to the point where my daughter would ask me, can you play with me, Daddy? And before I could answer, her answer would be, I know your back hurts, right? She knew I would always have a reason not to because I was in pain. So it was hard.
Di na matanggap ni Rob ang ganitong pangyayari sa kanyang pamilya, kung kaya't nagpasya siya na maayos ang kanyang pangangatawan. Dito na rin siya nagsimulang pumadyak.
I also started biking at that time. So this was October 2019. I had a discussion with my neighbors on Coombs Court, which is the name of our group. They're worried about what's going to happen to me. So we ended up starting this group, and they ended up, they were talking about cycling, and I said, well, I'm sitting down, it won't hurt my back hopefully, and if I will buy a bike, will you cycle with me? And they all said yes.
Di naging madali sa umpisa, ngunit nagpursige si Rob.
First time that you rode a bike, how far can you go?
It was very, very bad. So for the first 2-3 months, so I guess the first year that we were biking, the furthest I could ride personally was 10 kilometers. Very, very slow, not very good. It was very difficult. But by the time we got through the spin classes in the winter time, we were doing 25-30 kilometers every day. It was scary. It was scary, I had my heart condition. I was breathing very hard. It was very, very difficult for me, but it also gave me an uplifting feeling of being able to, hey, I'm moving, right? I can't walk 100 meters, but I rode 10 kilometers. It wasn't a lot, but for me, that was a big accomplishment, right?
Maging sa pagdadayet ay di rin naging madali para kay Rob.
I eat smaller meals, so I pretty much eat the smallest meals out of everyone in my household, including my 4-year-old and my 7-year-old. But it's all about balance now. Everything before was about extreme, you know. Oh, I'm going to cut out carbs, or I'm going to cut out this food, I'm going to eat healthy. But now it's sort of like, you know, I want to be able to enjoy. You know, as Filipinos, food is part of our social life. It's a part of the way that we celebrate family and friends. And I did not want to change that. So now, you know, my kids, my wife makes pizza for them. I'll have one slice, but I won't have the whole pizza, you know, which is what I used to do. And, you know, as much as the surgery was supposed to limit me physically, now I make conscious decisions because I know and I appreciate sort of what I'm doing this for, which is my family and my friends. So.
Sa ibabaw ng lahat, ginawa ni Rob ang pagbabago sa sarili para sa kanyang pamilya at mga kaibigan na di nagsasawang sumuporta sa kanyang paglalakbay tungo sa magandang kalusugan. Sa ngayon, si Rob ay nasa 179 pounds na lamang. Ngunit ayon sa kanya, magpapatuloy ang kanyang pagpadyak dahil sa pagkakataong ibinigay sa kanya upang makabawi sa kanyang pamilya at mga kaibigan.
The second chance it's given me with my family, with my kids, to be present there with them, to be able to move, you know. I have a discussion with a lot of people. They ask me, oh, well, you know, you're still losing weight and you keep biking, maybe you should stop. And I tell them, I said, biking is no longer about losing weight for me. It's no longer about the exercise. It's about what else it brings me. And it brings me happiness. It brings me camaraderie with my friends and my support system.
Minsan tayo ay pinadadalhan ng pagsubok upang magbago. Ngunit sa kwentong ito ni Rob, di lamang ito ang bagay na dapat mag-udyok sa atin. Ang pagbabago ay dapat nating gawin, di lamang para sa ating sariling kalusugan, kundi para sa ating pamilya at mga kaibigan na kasama natin sa pagpadyak sa buhay.